Here's the bottom of Lake Owens right here. Technically, I would be underwater right now. Back in the 1800s, they built a big monument here just to kind of remember the lake and, you know, what it used to be and everything. So this was an absolutely massive lake back in the day. It went way down there. You can't even see how far it used to go. We got footage from up higher when we were driving by, and it was massive. I've been out here a couple times when I was younger. I didn't even know how big it really was, but this thing was just a giant lake, and there was, you know, just a bunch of water in this valley back in the day until LA needed the water, and they took it and they sucked this place dry. So this place was completely dry late 1920s, early 1930s, and they started to have dust problems. That's why they started letting more water come back in here. All this water is fed by either sprinklers, and a lot of this is probably honestly collected by the recent rains that we've been getting, but they have to have this area moist now, because if they don't, then they run into dust problems. What do you think actually being on ground zero of Lake Owens?
Very cool. So in previous videos, our water update videos and all that stuff, I explained that Owens Lake got drained by Los Angeles. As Los Angeles grew, they started needing a whole lot more water. So this once beautiful lake out here, the Owens Lake, pretty much got drained. You can walk across this entire lake. It's about 1 to 2 feet of water. The water is only there now so that it keeps the dust down, because the people started getting sick because all that dust that was in the air out here. But we're gonna look around, show you Owens Lake, what it looks like now, because we mentioned it in a video and a lot of people were interested in it. But we're out in this area anyways, up in Lone Pine, visiting this area. We're on vacation. The Cerro Gordo mine, if you don't know, check out the YouTube channel. There's a guy named Brent that bought this Cerro Gordo mine that's up here, and it's about 5 miles from this location. So after we check this lake out, we're gonna go up and try to see him up at the mine. But let's check this area out a little bit. I'm gonna show you this sign right here that kind of shows you the history, and right here it kind of explains in the 1800s the shoreline of Owens Lake shifted at the hands of people, and the city of Los Angeles began diverting water, and eventually this place dried up completely. We were probably sitting in about 30-40 feet of water here. A lot of Native Americans, you know, had like a mini paradise out here, but unfortunately it got ran dry, and they're trying to do the best they can to keep dust under control and provide a little bit of water for the waterfowl, because this was a very important migration route for waterfowl back in the day, and still kind of is. Not as heavy as it once was, because this place was literally dry for a while and the ducks could no longer rely on this area. Check this out. So Alancha Peak, if you look over there, it says right here on the ground, it kind of points that way, 12,132 feet. It's cool how they made the concrete point towards the peaks, huh? Yeah, so Whitney Peak, 14,500. Let's see which one that is. I'm gonna zoom in on it. Yeah, straight line with the thing. Yeah, Williamson Peak. That's that one down there. So geez, these are tall mountains out here. 14,000, 14,000, 14,000, 11,000. If you guys don't know how tall 14,000 feet is, our highest mountain range in Nevada is only in a 13,000 foot. So these are 1,000 feet even higher in elevation than the mountains we've got in Nevada. And it's crazy because you could tell when it starts to get way up there in very high country. Wonder if anybody's ever been up there. I doubt on those ones. Those are like real pointy points. Maybe on that one. We're also gonna go check out the little town of Lone Pine that's not too far from here. And once we do all that, we check out this area. Of course, we're gonna try to get some fishing in. There's little canals and little things that hold trout and stuff like that. So hopefully we can make a good video out of this, get some good content, and follow along, and let's see what we can get into. So with Owens Lake being out there, I'm not sure if this was a waterfront property back in the day, but this looks like one of maybe those old miners' huts that they used to live in. They didn't have very big buildings back in the day that they were living in, so looks like his door is still standing. There was a sign right over there that said private property, so I'm not gonna hike up to it, but it's pretty neat to see just how small
that these houses were, that these miners were living in. So maybe this was like an old city right here that's, you know, technically a ghost town, but they're not even really standing anymore. This is the only one standing. There's other ruins down there, but it would be pretty cool to be able to see, you know, who owned this and what they were doing. If they were a miner, if they were a fisherman, or who knows what it was, but it's a cool thought. It's also interesting to see how they used to build these things, because they're not bricks. They just grabbed random rocks and kind of packed mud in between them and built up a wall. You know, you would think somebody would use bricks, but these are just the random rocks laying all around out here that they just kind of grabbed and stacked up and packed them all together real tight with mud. That's the city of Keeler. We're gonna go check it out right now.
City of Keeler right here, population 50. At one time this was a booming town, and once the water backed away from here and it started to dry up, everyone started moving out of here because they started losing their jobs and everything. But the water would butt up right here from the Cerro Gordo mine. They would bring all the minerals down, the fine ore that they would get, and they would actually ship it across this lake by steamboat. And it's very interesting because now it's all dried up and there's roads that cross it and everything, but at one time this was a very large area of water that could only be crossed by steamboat. So those miners, not only would they have to go down the mines and get all the ore, they would have to put it on a steamboat here and cross the lake before it can be shipped towards LA. We're actually on Cerro Gordo Street. We're way out here in the middle of nowhere, and it says that the population is still 50. That's very interesting, because you're like, the lake's dried up here and everything, so why would the people still be living here? But I guess just generations of living here. So in that city of Keeler, it actually says there's land for sale and there's lots for sale. So if you want to come out here and move your family out here, there's lots out here for sale. I don't know who would want to move out here because it's way out here, but still a nice area to live.
There's some very famous mines out here called the Cerro Gordo mines, and Brent owns it. We were gonna kind of just shoot up there to see if we could go film up there and make another video. He lives up there, so he's always taking people to go on tours and everything, but the road's literally washed out. And when it rains out here in the desert, it rains and it's a big deal. You know, you guys saw that flash flood we filmed. Well, this whole canyon that the Cerro Gordo mine is in, just one big deep canyon, and that road, I guess, just got washed completely out. So we're not going to be able to make it up there right now, and it's cool. We're going to be back up here sooner or later to come film. We've got some pretty deep family ties into this particular valley also from, you know, hundreds of years. So
yeah, so my father-in-law, we were up there staying at his house for a little while. We talked to him, and his dad actually worked out here in Keeler and has some history working in these mines up here. So it was very interesting. Like Adrian was saying, we were right here at the doorstep, and unfortunately his road got washed out. But he is somewhere way up on that mountaintop and the road's washed out, so yeah, we won't be able to get up there. We still gonna do some fishing though?
Yeah, there's some little creeks and stuff. We'll check them out. I don't know how good the fishing's gonna be, but you know, it's always worth a shot. You never know unless you fish. Isabella was a bust as far as the fishing goes. Still had a blast, so we'll be back. It's interesting though, that road that goes out there, just looking at his YouTube videos and stuff, it already looked like a very sketchy, like hard road.
Yeah,
so
Heavy D was up. That's where he took those big trucks up here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Heavy D even had, that was even before it rained. And now imagine when he went up here, it was a lot of work to get those big tanks up there. It rained twice. 2 massive flash floods come through here, and you can just, you know, you can imagine how much that'll damage a road. So interesting stuff.
All right, guys. So Brent, if you're watching this, we need to schedule something because we want to come back for sure. A lot of our fans, they know I'm from this area, and they said you got to get up there to the Cerro Gordo mine and film with Brent. So we will for sure be back. These flash floods are no joke. Hope you're safe up there. We'll see you soon.
The road to Cerro Gordo was washed out. We're gonna go check out Lone Pine, see what they got going on in there.
First burritos, connecting donkeys and humans. Operation located in Ridgecrest, and they are dedicated to the welfare of donkeys. As an ambulance driver of the launch Cartago Volunteer Fire Department, David encourages you to be careful driving home, especially through the dangerous 2-lane areas of 395. Is that because you got just a whole bunch of heavy people in the back there that you, oh, but that's good, because you know what you're doing is you're scraping up all the horse poop on the road there. And I think, John, it's got to be, what, 20 parades at least, something like that. Always the best image carrier for Hopalong Cassidy that we ever had here. People always do a double take like it's the ghost of Hoppy.
How do you like Lone Pine?
It's interesting.
So we're gonna try our luck out here, do a little bit of fishing.
Yeah, this is part of the Owens River right here. I'm gonna try a little brush hog I got going on. Water's freezing, so we'll see how it works, but there's supposed to be some good bass in here. So he's got a little trout rig tied on. Senior's fishing with a little trout / bass rig, and I'm just going for the big bass. So we'll see.
The mosquitoes are crazy out here. Watch Adrian. I had to run in, about 10 of them bit me. He's still trying. There's so many mosquitoes out there, I can't even step out. Look at this, they're attacking my hand right here.
How was it? A lot of mosquitoes?
They were attacking me bad. Can't believe that. Even fish around here.
I've never seen this many mosquitoes in the west.
Bottoms up.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized.
Well, that bar was pretty cool.
It was cool in there. Had a good time. It's taco time now, though. They got a little taco truck out here.
Taco Sunday.
Yep, we're gonna try some tacos and some quesadillas.
All right, this is where we stayed last night. Not too bad. Beds were nice and soft. We're out of here.
So while we were hanging out in Lone Pine, we met a few people that actually recognize us and enjoy watching the channel. They said that those signs were there by the county just for liability reasons, but the road is perfectly drivable. So we passed them and drove all the way up to Cerro Gordo Mines.
This is a pretty steep hill. We're about halfway up. The vehicle overheated. Pulled over in some shade. We're gonna let it cool off for a minute. All right, cooled off a little bit. Fans running. It's about time for a new truck, I think. Let's go.
Well, we made it a little ways up the road right now. Took a little stop. Truck started to get hot again. And one thing that's interesting to note is that these people found this mine and started mining out here in the 1860s. And looking at up here, it's hard to believe that they would even be able to get up here. I mean, even modern technology, modern vehicles and everything have a really hard time making it up roads and steep hills like this. They literally were bringing stuff all the way up here, and we're not even there yet, and we've made it a long ways up since the bottom where Owens Lake is at. See, Owens Lake's way down there. Another interesting thing is they used to use pretty much a ski lift. The ore that they wanted from Cerro Gordo mine up here, it would work down the ski lift all the way down to the bottom down there, and there was a little city there that would process all the ore and steamboat it all the way across where other wagons and stuff would pick it up and ship it off to LA or wherever it was going to go from there. It was a very long process to get this stuff back in the day. It's not like modern day gold mining, which is a little bit faster. So right here we're pulling up to Cerro Gordo Mines. We got out and started walking up. We talked to the host out there, and it turns out they don't allow film unless Brent is there. So we were allowed to take pictures, and we took a few pictures from around the mine. This is cool because it's a silver lead mixed bar of what they used to import. But they've got all kinds of cool artifacts, really neat buildings you can check out. A lot of very interesting history out there, and they have this place very well set up so you can walk around and know what you're looking at. And if you have any questions, you could talk to the host that's down there at the shop, and he can answer every single question you've got about the place. But A lot of cool old houses out there, some beat up ones and some that they've maintained and fixed up to look like they used to. They got a really big church, and like I said, a lot of different really cool stuff you could check out. Well, we checked out the Cerro Gordo mines. I gotta say, it's extremely cool. They got a lot of cool artifacts there. If you're into like them old ghost towns and stuff like that, they have it set up very nice in there. Great people running the whole thing, and A+.
Very inviting. They like guests. They have that little store in there, which you guys saw pictures of. A lot of t-shirts and stuff. We each bought a t-shirt, you know, to support it. And they're pretty cool shirts too. So yeah, we were up here. We came. Brent wasn't up here, but it's all good. Maybe we'll see him some other time. Maybe come up here and film. Overall, beautiful place to visit. 4x4. I don't even know if it's required, but it's recommended. It's a very steep hill. You saw my truck overheated, but I do have a 2010 Ford, and I've put it through, you know, the worst conditions ever, hunting and fishing and all that stuff. So it's all good. We made it up. We're gonna go back down and continue this video, see what else we can get into. This place is nice. So this is a hotel.
What was that, Riverfront Lodge? See, it looks pretty nice. The whole Kern River comes through here. All this water will end up in Lake Isabella.
So we decided to stay one more night to get our revenge on Lake Isabella.
Yep, we're gonna get a little bit of revenge and film it a little bit better.
It's 3 days later, right?
Yeah, about 3. It kind of rained a little bit earlier over here too. You can kind of see them rain clouds back there. But let's check out this water really quick.
This is nice.
I think they stock these with trout, so there's probably trout in here, but I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, there's trout.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, I know there is. They stock it right under the bridge over there.
So they probably end up in Isabella too, but it's hot down there. So.
That's the little hotel we're staying in. There's several different ones. Pretty nice. I don't know where I'm gonna park the boat at. Guess we'll figure out a spot. It wasn't what I was expecting.
It's a big like cabin suite, I guess. It's pretty nice. We got a good view over the Kern River too. I thought we were gonna stay in some little hotel room, and we walk up here and it's literally a massive place. So.
Maybe it's because it's a Monday, but only like $120 a night.
This place is nice. You could overlook the Kern River right there. The Kern River's a little low. We camped out there a little while ago, and a few years ago, and the water was about 2 or 3 feet higher out there. So it's a little bit low right now, but we got all kinds of bedrooms, a fridge, freezer. Lake Isabella's gonna get it this time. We're gonna catch them all. Now we got someone good to sleep.
Out here, beautiful sunset right in those mountains. Watching the Raiders play, you can't beat it. It's priced really good. Got War Machine right out front. Yeah, everything's looking good. It's a good time. Highly recommend it. We gonna fish in the morning?
Yep.
I'm gonna hit Isabella early morning.
We're gonna go try to catch a few fish, so should be fun.
All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. You guys didn't think we were gonna allow this lake to skunk us, did you? It's early in the morning, sun hasn't even come up. Back out here before we head back to Vegas. We got the secret weapon of live worms. Some of the subscribers were saying, man, throw some worms down there. The catfish are crazy. So we'll see.
Are you filming me, filming you?
Are we?
Yeah.
Different angles.
Yep.
Right. All right, let's do this. I'm ready.
So this is a very old western city under a lake, huh? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. But more importantly now is our pride. We got skunked last time, and before we headed back to Vegas, we were just like, man, we can't let that happen. So we stayed in the hotel that you guys saw over at Kernville, and now we're back at this beautiful lake. A little bit on the dry side, but it's still beautiful. And we brought the secret weapon. We brought some worms, so can't go wrong with that. We're not getting skunked today.
Yeah, so we're gonna recap a little bit. We were actually out here like 4 or 5 days ago as we've been driving around California, and we got skunked here at Lake Isabella. The bass fishing's been super tough with this water level dropping, and it was extremely hot. So yeah, we got skunked. So like Senior was saying, pretty much for our pride right now, we came back and we're coming with vengeance. You know, we brought worms like he was saying, and I'll tell you what, if you get skunked anywhere on the planet, start throwing worms around, and if there's fish in there at all, you'll start catching them.
Barometric pressure dropped. The storm came through. It was raining. and now the pressure should be pretty good. It should be low.
I mean, they're jumping right behind you as you're talking, so
Let's see how this goes.
they're ready to bite. We don't got a whole lot of time. Hopefully we can get on a good fish, you know, whether it be a catfish, crappie, or bass. I can care less at this point. Even a bluegill will do. Looks like there's some fish below us, so then drop her down, test her out.
Go, finally. Yes, baby. I've never been so happy to catch a bluegill.
Yep. Finally got him, huh? We're gruffing him. This guy was 16 feet deep. Fishing out here is a little brutal right now. To be honest, to catch a bass, I might need to be jigging in 40 feet of water because we literally just caught this little bluegill 16 feet deep. That's probably the deepest I've caught a bluegill in, I don't even know. That might be the deepest I've caught a bluegill, 16 feet. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. I don't know if you can use him for bait out here, but he'd be perfect. We're not here long enough though to need bait like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss him. Thank you. Look at this.
There we go.
Look at all that slime you put on the line. Snot, man, that's nasty. I started reeling in, didn't even know I had him till I saw him, so he didn't put up very much of a fight, but still feels good to catch something. Here we go. Got one?
We're in them. We're in them.
Oh, got him. All right, looks like you beat the skunk, huh?
Looks like we're in them. Look at this little guy. Nice little bluegill.
Jesus, we're catching them deep too. Look at that.
Yeah, all these fish, they're pretty deep. We didn't fish this deep last time. We're right by the dam. It's a secret spot.
Man, that's a cool, good looking little catfish though. Little channel cat. Grow to be 20 pounds and then bite again someday.
Give them a 6-pound test. Danger.
Well, it looks like the catfish were biting good the whole time. They like the warm water.
Well, at least we're catching today. We redeemed ourselves.
Yep.
So we know there's fish here. We just didn't know what species they were. So you can see them swimming down there, moving around. And he hooks up. Feels like it's rolling, so it's a catfish.
Yeah, it's a catfish. Trying not to get stabbed right now is the only problem.
Yeah, we didn't bring the net. Got him.
There's one right there on the top of the stump. Oh, got one. Got something. He wrapped me around the tree. Yeah, it was a fish. Yeah, it's a fish. He's wrapped around the stump though. Oh, he got off. No, he didn't. Watch your back.
So we got about 15 minutes before we gotta leave to go check out. Adrian threw his bait right next to this stump, and it looks like he has something.
Yeah, there's a lot of bait down there, and we were trying to catch a crappie by this stump right here. And something took it for sure.
Is it rolling?
It feels like a catfish. I don't think anything else would fight like this in here. It's a big catfish. Holy smokes.
No way. Want me to grab him?
Yeah.
Man, this is big.
This is an 8-pound leader?
Yeah, here, bring him.
There we go. Jeez, that might be one of the biggest channels I've ever caught.
Well, I'm glad we came back to get our revenge on Isabella.
Oh yeah. I don't do a lot of catfishing, but that was cool. I caught him on light gear, just off one of these stumps right here. Just cast a worm out and let it sit, and thought I had a massive bass at first or something, but it turns out it was a big catfish. I'm so surprised he didn't break me off. Only 8-pound test, and he wrapped me around this tree a few times. That's a monster.
Wow.
What would you guess? Probably 7-8 pounds?
Yeah, that's a 7-8 pounder. Look at his belly.
Yeah.
That's
He's
a belly
fat.
on him. I got my catfish. Might rival yours.
He's putting up a big fight. Oh. Those are the guys that'll get you hurt quick.
These are nice little fish. So.
That's a beautiful little cat.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. We're closing out this video. Gonna keep the big catfish. My mother lives about 45 minutes from here. She loves catfish, so why not show up and give her a treat, fry some up before we head home.
This might be the biggest catfish I've ever caught. I've never put one on scale. I've never caught one I thought was worthy of scale. He's not gonna be massive.
6.7.
Yeah, we'll call him 6'7". Man, catfish, they hold their weight really light, huh? He looks big. I was guessing about 8, but 6'7" right there. Alright, I appreciate you guys for watching this video to the end. We still got a lot in the works here as far as this channel goes. We're trying to bring in different stories and traveling around to hit the next big thing that we think you guys might enjoy as far as content goes. But if you guys have looked back at our old content, or have been fans of this channel for a while, you guys know we are outdoorsmen. As you guys can tell from this wall right behind me, Julian drew a bull elk tag here in the state of Nevada. And as you've been watching this video, I'm actually out in the mountains right now scouting for that bull elk tag. So if you guys are interested in that content, it's most likely going to be the next video we post is going to start getting into this hunt a little bit. And I invite you guys to open up your mind. And if you're not a hunter, you're a beginner hunter or an avid hunter, this is a video you might want to watch. There's always something you can learn to see maybe why we hunt and the angle we take at it, maybe the family aspect. I got some family coming out to enjoy some time in the high country with us. No service, cool weather. It's going to be awesome. So hopefully we can add something to this wall back here. Some people might not like the fact that they get mounted, but for us, it's memory's sake. Each one of these animals right here has got a story that goes along with it that, when I have kids one day, I can look at each one of these and tell them the story behind that animal in particular. So during that hunt, also what you're going to see is everything from field to plate, from hunting to cooking. Everything is going to be thrown in that video. It's a lot of work, and we put in a lot of time because this is a hobby of ours we've enjoyed for a long time, and enjoy the family company and family aspect of getting out in the woods and just enjoying nature. But one last thing is hats. I got a lot more in stock nowadays, and we actually have a new order coming in. It should be here in the next few days of some of the more popular ones that might have sold out, or ones that you guys have been asking me, when they're going to come back in stock. So make sure to check out the website if you're looking to pick up one. I really, really do appreciate the support. You guys' hat sales help us continue to go out there and help us continue to travel around and make content for you guys to watch. Also, go ahead, comment down below whatever you want to see in the future. If you know of a story that you think would make a very interesting video, maybe we'll stop by your little local city around there and vlog it. So let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you outdoors.